Yeah, so it says challenging relationships for an INFJ. INFJs would find it tough to connect with sensing types. So I'm like a sensing person. It says in general, except for the two that, the ISF and the ISFP. So.
But yeah, that is. Mm-hmm. It is a part because, oh my God, like. It's not that I'm not an emotional person. Like, I just kind of wrap my emotions and thoughts around feeling emotional about certain things. And where she's an emotional person. Like, even different from the whole Josh thing, but like where you feel. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a bad husband at times because I can't support her, or I refuse to support her when she's feeling like honestly, like sometimes like the word ridiculous comes across in my mind, but it's not ridiculous, but it's just like, how could you feel like that for this person right now? Or why are you feeling like this? Like those are thoughts that run through my brain in certain moments. And like, that's why I feel bad. It's like, but then I have to keep on digging to try and understand what you're going through. So like has any of those like ever stood out to you? Like, because I know at times like where you're feeling emotionally, like just hold me, or mm-hmm. And I do. But does it, like me not understanding or connecting with why you're feeling in certain situations, is it noticeable at times?
Yeah. I would say, like, and maybe it's bad, maybe it's like an unhealthy part of our relationship, I don't know. But to where when I'm feeling really emotional about some things, like, yeah, there's times where I will say, like if I really, really need it, I will say, I just need you to hold me, or I just need you to, whatever. Or there's times where, because so a lot of times I'll just not bring it to you. A lot of times I'll just be feeling it and dealing with it on my own. Or, maybe sometimes I'll talk to my family, or sometimes I'll talk to the girls. The boys, the boys, for the most part, are exactly like him. Or maybe not exactly, but they have a lot of the same, like, personality traits. Whereas the girls are really emotional like me. And so sometimes I'll go and I'll just, sit and talk with the girls. Or, things like that, where for the most part, if it's not if it's something that I know, like, he's not gonna get, or he's not really gonna know what to do with it, whatever, I just won't bring it to him, but I know there's times where I'll be going through things and he brings it out in me. Like, he'll be like, what? Okay, so just one moment in particular that I can think of is, like, I was really and it's always like really like sore subject, or not sore, but makes me emotional, but when it comes to my dad. And I was just really needing to feel about it, and I wasn't really letting myself. And so I had started playing the song that played for the father-daughter dance, and I was like, no, shut it off right away. And so him knowing I needed to feel that he turned it on the TV to where I wasn't able to just like, nope, shut it up. So, I mean, there's those times too where it's like, even if he is not a super emotional person when it comes to different things, he knows that I am. And he knows sometimes, rather than let me shut it off or save it for later or whatever, like, I think that's maybe part of how you've grown, or you, like, where we just have taught each other how to be with each other, kind of. But where if I really need to feel it, not just when it comes to that situation, but if I really need to feel it, that, hey, you really need to feel it. So, yeah. But obviously I'm a very emotional person. But yeah, I think I think we're, for the most part, I feel like we're good in that situation. And there's times where, like, so just because he's not as emotional as I am doesn't mean like he's just like a robot, and there's times where he's emotional about things and most of the time he does the same. It's for different reasons, but he does the same thing where he keeps it away from me. But I think we're really good about knowing when we need the other person, I think. So you're good at knowing when I really, really need you. And I feel like not as much. I wish it was more, but I feel like when you're at like a almost not boiling point, because it doesn't have to do with anger really, but like to that point where it's like, here's your cup of sadness. Yeah. And it's like close to overflowing. Yeah. Like I feel like being there. So where I'm a highly emotional person and he's not, he's, I don't know where it would be at on the spectrum, but I think we're both really good at being there for each other. And yeah, I don't know.